Welcome to a Thorgi mini review, where I give you some quick opinions and analysis on anything from the world of geekery. Today, we're looking at the newest animated series from DC Comics, Justice League Dark, so let's begin. Ahem. I'll just go ahead and start by saying that we all love DC's animated properties. Nobody is arguing that. However, when it comes to their animated movies, I honestly think that after Flashpoint, they started going downhill. The Justice League movies, the Batman and Robin movies, and of course, all accumulating into what was probably their most disappointing and mind-bogglingly upsetting movie, The Killing Joke. All of them have left me asking, what the heck is happening to you, DC? These films seem to care less about the story and more about just being extreme and hard and edgy, without writing any, good dialogue or interesting characters. It seems like they go into the writer's room and say, okay, how can we make this movie rated R rather than how can we make this movie good? So when I went into Justice League Dark, yet another quote-unquote rated R animated film, I was not in any way looking forward to it. It looked like this was going to be another opportunity for DC to just sit there and say, look at how hardcore we are right now. These ain't your daddy's heroes. And yet, I have to admit, it's not bad. In fact, end of the day, it's actually pretty darn good, and it's not like they lean away from the edgy and extreme mannerisms, but instead, it's more like they finally found the place where it worked. I mean, this is John Constantine dealing with nightmare demons and ghosts. Yeah, this is a story that should be darker. And I've actually kind of hated the depiction of the Justice League in their recent animated movies. They feel like they're there just to punch things and deliver lines for Hot Topic t-shirts rather than to be actual characters. But here, the Justice League Dark, it's actually a pretty good team. You actually get to know each of them. You get to know their histories. They take their time introducing each of them and setting up how one character connects to the next. You get to see them actually interact and bond. Yeah, this is a genuinely well-built team. And if you're a fan of these characters, I honestly think they capture them pretty well. Constantine is a total piece of crap who still acts like the smartest guy in the room. In fact, there comes a moment in which you see him interacting with an old friend of his, and yeah, it's the kind of thing that you would see in the comics. I think they captured that perfectly. And Boston Brand, aka Deadman, is the quirky acrobat of the team as he should be. And just speaking as a longtime Swamp Thing fan, this is easily the best incarnation we have gotten of this character outside of the comics. They nailed Swamp Thing. And the animation is the same quality that their last few films have been, but when dealing with magic, it actually gives these animators an opportunity to show off what they can do. There's a moment when Zatanna has to fight Felix Faust, and by the way, I loved Felix Faust in this film. He's only in here for a little bit, but he was delightfully quirky. And I have to say, that fight, I was genuinely impressed at the kind of stuff they were throwing around. Now, all that good stuff being said, there are a few problems that I have with it, but honestly, I think that most of these are just going to be my own personal little nitpicks. But darn it, I spent all day picking these nits, so you're gonna have to hear them. As I said, the darker tone of the DC animated movies actually really works in this film, but my problem with the darker tone that the DC animated films take isn't necessarily that it is dark, it's that it's trying so hard to be dark. It's like someone is constantly getting in your face going, see, I told you we could be edgy. And yet, this still has a few moments like that. For example, there's a moment here where they have to fight, and forgive my language, a monster who is literally just sentient feces. That's right, they have to fight the shit demon from Dogma. And it feels like it was all there just so that another character could say, quote, the shit hit the fan. There's little things like that here and there, and they're just groan-worthy moments, nothing huge, but then again, that's also kind of a problem. You see, this movie is rated R, and honestly, there is no reason for it to be rated R. Listen, if DC wanted to actually try to make an R-rated film, fine, go for it. Give it your best shot, and if it turns out to be good, then I will applaud you for that. However, DC just keeps slapping that R rating on so many movies that does not deserve to be R rated, and when I see the R rating on this one as well, all I can picture is just them going on their hands and knees to the ratings board saying, please, you have to give us an R rating, we need people to think that we're cool. Yes, they say shit in here, but nothing worse than that. And yes, there's some blood in here, but I've seen other DC animated films that had way more in it and they didn't get an R rating. And there's some disturbing stuff at the beginning, but most of it happens slightly off camera. So just like Batman vs Superman and the animated Killing Joke movie, this in no way deserves an R rating. And lastly, I know this is a super nitpick, but this movie is about Batman going to Zatanna and John Constantine to form a team that will fight this supernatural threat. And this is a mild spoiler, but at the end of the film, the rest of the Justice League gets mind controlled by this evil force. And darn it, I'm just tired of seeing the Justice League turn evil and Batman is the only one who can stop them. I've seen it too many times. It's become a cliche at this point. Where's the story where Batman turns evil and the League has to stop him? That's the story I want to see. But that's it. The characters were really solid. The story is pretty darn good. The animation is top notch. The darker tone actually does work for this film. I do have my nitpicks here and there, but all in all, this is the best entry so far into the DCAU, or whatever it is that we're going to call this universe where all their animated movies exist. So if I had to give it a score, I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. But what did you guys think? Not just of this movie, but about this mini review. This is a new thing that we're trying here. Don't worry, it won't replace the normal reviews. I'll still do those huge 20 to 30 minute long reviews with skits and jokes, but this is just something I've been wanting to do so that we could start reviewing more stuff here in a timely manner and on a regular basis. So, would you like to see more mini reviews or just stick to the regular reviews? Let me know in the comments down below or on Twitter and Tumblr at Professor Thorgi. Thanks again for watching everyone, and come back next time.